Testing how show notes display in over 40 different podcast apps, Podnews has uncovered vast inconsistencies between different podcatchers. Only 60% of apps support links to websites. Spotify and Podcast Addict are among the worst apps to display show notes based on total downloads. Pocket Casts and Overcast were the best, according to our tests. We'll link to those today from our show notes and from our newsletter. Podcasts are more popular than music playlists, says an international study run by Media Research. Meanwhile, Sounder uses Google Stats to claim that podcasts are more popular than blogs. Edison Research have released a few more pieces of information about Infinite Dial Australia 2019. There's a webinar later this week with the full study. Hindenburg, an audio editor, now exports directly to Spreaker, a podcast host. It also exports to many others as well. Here's an event for you. Acast and Audio One are hosting a seminar on podcasting in Dublin in Ireland on May the 14th. And if you fancy coming to Podcast Day 2019 in London in June, we've got a discount code which can save you or your organisation just over €100. If you want it, you need to be a subscriber to our newsletter and just email us and ask nicely. We're updates at podnews.net. It's a Monday, so it must be an opinion day. Ashwin Krishnan shares the 5 unexpected things that podcasting taught him. John Moore says, "You're not the BBC," and that's good, I'll say. And Bill Rosenblatt says that Luminary's wobbly launch portends big changes in the podcast market. And in podcasts today, Under the Bridge is a new podcast showing the week's freshest new Sydney music from independent Sydney radio station FBI Radio. Sticking with the land down under, Australian True Crime is celebrating hitting 100 episodes with a special show and some live events. And Melinda Gates is the current guest in But That's Another Story, a podcast from Macmillan about books that changed people's lives.